Hello, my name is Ben.
I am Chris.
And we are the hosts of the Too Vague podcast. Today, our show is going to be about the word hair.
That's right. And I can't think of a more exciting time to talk about hair in a variety of contexts than this very moment when both Ben and I are actually in possession of hair.
Yes, this is true. On various parts of our... Anyway, just head.
Just keep going, Ben.
Okay.
Keep going.
But first, before we get into the topic of discussion today, we are going to answer one of our viewer mail questions.
Hot damn.
Yes. I'm excited. So we're going to get into that mailbag. Is it a mailbag? With the email?
It's more of a mail satchel.
A satchel.
It's Pony Express.
Yeah. Do you use a satchel? A man bag?
I used to use a satchel to carry around a laptop in. And then I stopped carrying around my laptop everywhere, and frankly, I'm better off for it.
Yeah. Now I just use a paper bag.
Great satchel, though.
Great. You know what they say about that guy? He's got a great satchel.
He's got a great satchel. Guy knows really how to carry a satchel.
But let's get into the question.
Yes.
From Aunt Nora in a segment we call Questions from My Aunt. I need to think of a theme song for that.
I was going to say, it seems like there should be a stinger or some pre-recorded, your aunt's worth it.
Yeah. Maybe we can have her record something for us.
Get Adam on that.
I can get Adam on it. I can get Nora on it. We'll get them both on it.
All right.
But the question is... Actually, you know what? Give me a second to pull up the question.
This is why we have a show librarian, Ben.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to utilize
our archivist, Francine.
Florence.
Yeah. Did we get a new one?
Yeah, we got another new one.
Oh, wow. We are churning through these archivists.
Yeah, they just can't...
it's a good problem to have those. There's too many out-of-work archivists out there that,
Yeah, that's true.
There's opportunities. If you're an archivist, please write into the Too Vague podcast saying, I need a job.
Yes.
Because I'm an archivist.
And if you have a cool name like Doris, or right. Gertrude.
Regardless of gender, by the way. We're not insinuating the archivist has to be, female, but...
Yeah. Well, but that's, the name can be whatever.
We are all inclusive here at Too Vague.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so question from Aunt Nora is about our episode on Spy.
Yes. Which episode? That was part of our 2-part spooktacular.
Yes. which for some reason you like to call the spooktacular. I don't know why it was the spooktacular. I've got some dim childhood memory of some 2-part spectacular that was on at Halloween, and so they called it the spooktacular.
Right. I have no idea what this actually was.
Right.
But I remember thinking, little 9-year-old me, probably 9, thinking, what a bitchin' word spooktacular is.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend the next 36 years of my life trying to work that into everyday conversation.
Right. And you can totally tell what time frame you're from by the use of your word bitchin'.
Yeah, that's...
I think it's better when you just say it in the way that I like, bitchin'.
Right. Yeah, make sure to accentuate the silent apostrophe on the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's get back to Nora's bag.
Okay.
Let me walk that one back.
The big bag of Nora. Yeah. So let's get into the big bag of Nora.
Big bag of Nora. Nora's brain bag.
Yep. Nora's question was about our James Bond episodes. Why was there no discussion about Bond girls in our shows about Spy? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you want to take this first.
Well, Nora, if can I call you Nora? I'm going to call you Nora. Here's the thing, Nora. There are certain elements of James Bond films that nowadays, in our more enlightened times, can seem a bit regressive. Treating women as disposable sexual objects to inevitably get killed is probably one of those elements. That is not to say that there were not a multitude of beautiful, talented actresses who portrayed Bond girls over the years, because obviously there were.
Yep.
I don't know that I have a favorite Bond girl, anything deeper than the surface imagery, though, because that's all they ever were in the movies. Yeah. It's not like any of them were imbued with a whole lot of character, plot-wise or arc-wise. So, for my part, that's why I typically don't even think about the Bond girls when discussing James Bond films.
Yeah, me too. And it's like, also like with the names. And part of these are the names that were given by Ian Fleming, but part of them were the movies trying to be cheeky, right?
Yes. I mean, a lot of it sounds like he was trying to continually compensate for being named Ian.
You think that's the root of it?
I mean, why else would you...
Is that where Holly Goodhead came from?
Right.
Or Pussy Galore or Honey Rider?
Right.
Kissy Suzuki?
Yeah. I mean, it says a lot about how badly you've treated your female characters when one of the more normal names is Christmas Jones.
Yeah. Mayday.
Mayday, if I may use the word, was bitchin'.
Oh, no, agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
Mayday was fantastic.
I actually had a little bit of a crush on Grace Jones back when I was younger.
Oh, who didn't?
Yeah. And then also, speaking of like Bond girls, there was even a formula. Did you know Roald Dahl wrote the screenplay for You Only Live Twice?
That's right.
Which is the more racist,
that's the one where he literally turns Japanese.
Right. And then there's Kissy Suzuki who's in it. Apparently in the books she becomes pregnant and has his son.
Okay.
So so that is kind of brings me to. Did you ever see the comic book series, the Illegitimates?
I did not. No.
Okay. The whole premise of that comic book series was all of James Bond's illegitimate children, and just basically focusing on their stories.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Saturday Night Live's Taran Killam was one of the comedy writers. It was his idea. So if you're into comic books, you might want to check out the Illegitimates. Taran Killam is pretty brilliant. Also, let's talk about Tracy Bond, right? I mean, that was
Tracy Bond. Now, here's the thing. The reason Tracy Bond doesn't come up when I think about Bond girls is because of the way they treated Tracy Bond in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. She was a character.
Right.
And let's, first of all, talk about crushes. Diana Rigg.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Strong female characters.
Yep.
I liked Pam Bouvier in License to Kill.
Yeah.
I had kind of a crush on the actress that played Pam Bouvier.
Carrie Lowell?
Carrie Lowell, yep. Because she was a strong female character. And that's...
Right.
More of the movies nowadays are using a strong female characters, so who's a James Bond girl is kind of a blurry line now.
True. I mean, I think even back when Halle Berry...
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As Jinx.
Right.
These names, they're so bad.
To get back to the Roald Dahl thing, that one of the things that he was told, I don't want to dwell on how negative this whole... the whole portrayal of women, but he was told that there should be a formula that's followed on the introduction of 3 Bond girls in a movie. The first one should die in Bond's arms. The second one is a villain and should be killed in a gruesome sort of way, and the third should be surviving till the end. That kind of comes to your point, which is
they're props.
So that's basically the reason I think why we stayed away from the Bond girl discussion.
Yeah,
that's kind of an antiquated thought process, and we want to kind of get away from that and get into strong female characters, even if female Bonds. I'm even open to see the next James Bond.
Did you see Atomic Blonde?
No.
Oh. Watch Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron. I mean, it's pretty great.
Okay. Yeah. That's a spy?
Yeah.
It's
sort of a mix of John Wick and James Bond, with Charlize Theron as the main character, set to a great 80s soundtrack. Salt with Angelina Jolie.
Oh yeah. And then there's also what about La Femme Nikita?
Yep.
That was
right.
another strong female.
Yep.
Character, but those are like hit people, right?
Yeah, La Femme Nikita, she was an assassin.
Yeah, she was an assassin.
Yeah.
I think there's a fine line between an assassin and a spy, right?
Right.
There's some assassination in spy work.
You can be an assassin and not be a spy. Wait, no, you can be a rectangle and not be a square.
What about a dodecahedron?
I don't know. I gotta think. Sokotoa. I don't know. I've lost it. Anyway, Aunt Nora.
Sokotoa.
Yeah.
Directed at Aunt Nora. Because she was a math teacher.
There you go.
Sokotoa. She'd be so proud.
I hope we've answered your question and closed the open wound of this episode's Nora bag. We really got to find a better name for this segment.
You're the one that made it weird.
How did I? Well, she's your aunt.
Yeah, I know, but you called it the Nora bag.
This is like.
Anyway, let's move on to the topic of discussion.
Let's get to something compelling and rich.
Yes.
Hair.
Right. Not to be any weirder than the Nora bag.
Yeah, well.
So, when I say the word hair, and I've got a lot, I mean, you told me that you wanted to focus on the word hair, right?
Did I?
I think you did.
Okay.
I think this was your suggestion.
That's, history is written by the victors, Ben, so let's go.
Okay. Let's get our teeth dirty. But I still don't understand that. But it was hilarious.
Get our teeth dirty?
Yeah, you said that.
When did I say that?
You said let's open the... Anyway, it's in a previous episode.
Oh, I don't listen to the show, Ben. You know that.
Yeah, why would I listen to this show?
I've heard it already.
I have all these facts about rabbits that we're going to talk about.
Once again, striking to the core of what Two Vague listeners are here for.
What?
Facts about rabbits.
Is that what it is? Okay, bunnies.
It better be, otherwise you're yeah.
Yeah.
Our numbers are going down. Welcome to the last episode of Too Vague, everybody. I'll shut the hell up now and let you get
no,
on with
dude, you're supposed to protest, and you're supposed to say, no, that's not the hair I talked about.
That's not. Oh, you did a whole double meaning thing there.
I've got all these. Yes.
Oh, Christ, we're in for like half an hour of puns, aren't we?
No.
Okay, that's a lot funnier when I'm not stupid and I get the joke.
You were just rolling with it. You're like, okay, I guess we're talking about bunnies now. What? That's great.
Listen,
okay.
That's how. It's not in my defense. It is not entirely out of character for this podcast.
No, it's true.
I mean,
it's true. Neither hide nor hair of mango can be seen. The podcat.
Oh, I just got that one too.
Yeah,
the podcat.
The podcat.
It's like a podcast without an S.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do I keep on thinking of the word Hassenpfeffer? I don't. Isn't it a
rabbit delicacy?
Yeah,
it's rabbit prepared, right?
Right.
Okay.
Prepared rabbit. Hassenpfeffer.
I'm getting the idea that neither of us are particularly jazzed about talking about hair.
No, I think we are.
Okay.
I've got tons of notes, and it's not about bunnies. Okay. So let's get started. When you think of hair, what do you think of about hair? Flowing, blowing. I think of the cow sills.
What do those words even mean, Ben? What do you the cow sills?
Yeah, the cow sills. They did the hair song from the musical. They did a rendition of the song.
Okay, I'm not familiar. That's a musical I can't say I've ever watched.
Oh,
so
okay. The cow sills version was the one that was popular on radio.
So that's what you think of.
No, I actually I don't know what do you think of when you think of hair? What's the first thought that comes into your head?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't.
Unless it's on your head.
I don't like it on my head either. Here's the thing. I have short hair.
Right.
I have short hair for a reason.
Right.
Which is if I'm spending more than 5 seconds shampooing in the shower, I am wasting my day.
Right.
Like, I want to be able to basically glop the shampoo on, rinse it off, Bob's your uncle, get out of the shower.
Okay. And
that's how I roll, brah.
Is that the reason why you have a beard?
Well, the beard's easier to take care of.
Okay. So I thought it's a beard of convenience.
No, it's a beard so that I don't look like a fat 12-year-old. I mean, Let's face it. I'm well into the need a beard to hide the second chin phase of my adulthood. So,
I did some experiments in facial hair, but it was in college. I just don't like the beard. It's just not my thing.
Well, like my beard? You don't like my beard?
No,
Well, noted. Again, welcome to the last episode of the Too Vague podcast. It's been quite a ride, kids.
I just don't trust people with beards.
I'm
sorry.
This is going to be a clip show, and we're going to play some of our favorite moments over the last 4 episodes. We hope you enjoy them as much as we do.
Okay, all right. No, it's okay on some people. I'm not a beard guy
fine.
personally.
No, I get it.
My brother's a beard guy.
It's terrible.
My father
in the
was
summer.
a beard guy.
It's terrible in the summer. I'll grant you that. It's itchy. It's hot.
Right.
If you're not used to it, it can make it difficult to sleep.
Right.
But yeah, mainly, like I said, I look like a fat 12-year-old if I don't have a beard.
I don't think that.
Well,
I wouldn't
you haven't
imagine
seen me without a beard.
Well, I don't think you look like a fat 20-year-old.
Thank you.
Did you say 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
12-year-old.
So,
you got me.
Wait a minute.
12-year-old. Totally.
12-year-old, 100%, great move. Don't
Not
change
20.
a thing.
Not 20.
But you know what? If you shave that off, you wouldn't look a day over 12.
So
I don't know what a compliment is on your planet.
So you know what? I've got a pet peeve when it comes to hair.
Oh, good. Let's hear this.
Okay. This is. Let me.
What other of my qualities just ticks you right off?
Listen, that's not true. Let me just say.
I know.
I did not mean to hurt your feelings.
I know. We're just joshing.
Okay, good. Hair on soap. Something about hair on soap that just drives me nuts. Like you go over to someone's house and you see. That's why you don't use a bar of soap on your sink.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
On the soap.
That's fair.
Does that bother you?
I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen hair on the soap.
Oh, okay.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't use bar soap on my sink.
Okay. Use
specifically
soft.
Because that's also where I shave, and I don't want
hair on the soap.
Hair on the soap.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So maybe subconsciously I too recoil from the notion of fibers on my waxy rectangle.
So where's the honey? Where did I put the waxy rectangle? Where is that?
Is it Friday already?
Yeah. My pro tip: I just shave in the shower. That's what I do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
So, see, I know a lot of people who say they do that.
Yeah.
I've never been able to get there.
I didn't used to do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah, it's just so easy. I've got a little place on my little shower rack that has the.
When do you put on the aftershave? Because the aftershave just washes off.
Oh, I don't have aftershave. I don't use it.
Ben.
I don't even use shaving cream.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just water, and shave it.
You're just raw dogging it?
Yeah, just raw dogging it.
Ben.
Yeah.
Your life could be so much better.
I know.
I mean, just listen. Use the shaving cream. If you want to shave in the shower, fine, but do it at the end of the shower routine so you can get out and put the aftershave on.
Here's the problem. It's more money for nothing. It's like I'm spending money on hair care products that it's just just use water.
What do you mean it's for nothing?
Well, what is aftershave for?
Aftershave?
Yeah,
because it stings and it smells good.
Okay,
and it makes your face feel like woo, it's clean, and all those hairs that you just got rid of by shaving and those raw follicles that are now exposed just kind of tighten up and clean them out.
Okay.
It's great. It's a great feeling. Because life is about experiences, Ben.
I understand it's about experiences, but I just want to get rid of the hair and just go.
Yeah, but okay. You can still get rid of the hair and go if you spend 15 seconds splashing some aftershave on. You can get rid of your hair, go, and feel awesome.
Why don't I just
get some Old Spice?
What about some hydrogen peroxide? Can I just throw it on there afterward? Want to do the same thing? You could. You could. It's cheaper.
I mean, it is cheaper. I mean, if you want to smell like a distillery, just drop $4 on a bottle of Old Spice the next time you're at the store, and a bottle will last you like 6 months.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, well, who wants to be happy? Fuck that.
Story of my life. Let's see. My mother's mother was a hairdresser. Yeah.
My wife is a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she? Where does she work at a place that's like a beautician, or does she work like freelance?
No, she's got a salon.
Okay.
She rents a chair at a salon.
Gotcha. And she's got a chair. Yeah.
That's how they do the rentals. You gotta say. I mean, maybe some of those lower rent salons make you stand to get your hair done, but who's going to go there?
Me.
Really?
Me. I'm going to
really,
go there.
Really,
because,
the chair is.
I don't want to pay to sit.
Well, then you
just like the aftershave. I don't want to pay for the aftershave. I don't want to pay to.
You got to call up the salon ahead of time. Excuse me, how tall is your tallest hairdresser?
That's true.
Right? I mean, good luck booking an appointment when all the short people are working.
No, that's true. I just kneel. I just kneel for the haircut.
So yes, it's by chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother's mother had. She didn't have. Well, this is back in the 60s and into the 70s. She still had clients who would come in there, who were always big fans of the Beehive.
Right.
I'm not even joking.
No, it was a legit phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah. And even into the 80s and 90s.
No,
you wouldn't agree. But
no,
if you
I'm
were
not going to let you get away with that bullshit.
If you were to go to Oil City, Pennsylvania, you would see a lot of beehives still around. And my mother's
oil
mother,
hive. Wait, what was it? Oil what?
Oil City.
Oil City.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oil City, Pennsylvania.
Oil City, PA.
Yep. Where I think it's Quaker State is located.
Anyway, there's exactly one too vague listener out there going, I got a shout out who lives in Oil City, PA.
Yes. Yeah.
That one's for you, Rick.
When we used to visit our grandmother in Oil City, Pennsylvania,
right?
We would, go downstairs. That's where she had her beautician shop and all of her ancient equipment and her chairs and
the hair dungeon,
the dryers, the actual the big thing that you put over your head,
the hair dryer.
Yeah. Do they still have those?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like the cone of silence.
It is. It is. It's not just for beehives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. We used to go there and just hang out underneath the hair dryers because it was cool. It was just to feel the warm air on our heads. It's ridiculous. But anyway. So,
how old were you when you did this?
Oh, geez. 11 or 12, 13, somewhere around there.
Hanging out under the air dryers.
Well, but that's all you can do in Oil City. My gosh, she would send us to the Y. Just because.
Well, I mean, why? Just because. Once again, your rapier wit has been dulled on my shield.
I'm sorry. What did you call me?
I said your rapier wit.
I'm sorry. What did you?
Rapier, like the sword.
Okay.
Like a rapier.
Okay.
Oh, come on. We're better than that, Ben. You're better than that, Ben.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so good times under the dryer in Oil City, PA.
Yeah. But she would, send us to the YMCA.
Right.
Yeah. And
that's a legit tactic.
Well, I mean, but that's, because we also used to go to the roller skating rink, which was right across from her place. And
wait a minute. So what is this bullshit? There's nothing to do in Oil City, PA.
Well, that's pretty much it.
You've got a roller rink.
There's just the roller rink.
You've got a YMCA.
Well, the YMCA is in downtown. We couldn't walk to it. We could walk to the roller rink. But those are the only things.
Okay. First of all,
and then she could take us to the mall. Maybe.
Well, and then there's a mall. What do you mean? Oil City, PA sounds like a Garden of Eden.
It really
for
wasn't.
A young kid.
It really was not.
And what do you mean you couldn't walk to the YMCA because it was downtown? I'm getting the sense Oil City, PA is not metropolis.
Oh, it's a lot bigger than you'd think.
Is it?
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than you think.
All right.
At least the downtown portion. They lived just outside of Oil City. I say Oil City like I would say, where are you from? I'm from Chicago. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say I'm from Crystal Lake.
I'm from Bettendorf.
Right.
Right.
She actually lived in a small town just outside of Oil City, Pennsylvania called Seneca, but it was really close.
Okay.
It was about
So you were in the Oil
drive.
City metro area.
Correct.
Okay.
The metropolitan area of Oil City.
The Quad.
Yeah.
As they called it.
You remember the Quad City DJs?
No.
Oh.
I remember you teaching me about the Quad City area and me learning Bettendorf, Moline,
Yeah.
And there was a lake involved, I think.
Yeah.
And then the other one.
Ringo. So anyway.
Which, all right, hang on.
What?
Time out. Listeners, if you want to fast forward the next 5 minutes, that's fine, because you're probably going to hate all this. The Quad City areas. Which Quad City area matches up to which Beatle? Go.
I need to do a little research here.
Okay. A little research music, Paul?
Well, I mean, do you have a preconceived kind of like Quad City, like who? Okay.
No, I've never been to the Quad Cities. I stayed in downtown Chicago for 4 days once, and that's literally my extent of the area. Although I did have a nice pizza at Pequod's.
We've got largest city, Davenport, Iowa, Moline, Illinois, Rock Island, Illinois.
Rock Island.
Bettendorf, Iowa.
Rock Island, Bettendorf, Moline, and what was the other one? Davenport?
Davenport.
Okay.
I think Bettendorf is definitely Ringo.
Okay.
I think Davenport, Iowa is... Boy, that's a tough one. I'm going to skip to Moline.
Okay.
Moline is definitely Paul.
All right.
Rock Island is definitely John.
John, that would mean Davenport is George.
Davenport is George.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
So, do you have any strong feelings on which of the Quad Cities matches up with which Beatle?
No. I'm not familiar with the group.
Yeah. Not familiar with the group.
I was actually thinking insect beetles, but you took it in other directions.
Oh, okay.
You know.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been a diversion.
So which one of the Rolling Stones
is which one of the Beatles?
Yeah. No, let's not go there.
Anyway, back to Oil City, PA.
Oh, Oil City, PA? I was just going to go back to hair.
Yeah, please, let's go back to hair.
Because Oil City, Pennsylvania, yeah, not really a lot to do in Oil City, Pennsylvania.
Fair enough.
Except go to the mall.
Right, yeah, the YMCA.
Go to the rollers.
Or the rolling rink.
Or the roller rink.
Or my grandma's hair dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I wish I would have known hair dungeon. That would have been a great thing to call her place. Because that's what it was. It was just like you go downstairs into the hair dungeon.
Right.
And all the old ladies were there going, oh, who are your cute little grandsons? And it'd be moderately creepy. And we'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like you could kiss our grandma on the lips. Ugh. Gross.
By the way, do you think Rick is at home right now going, there is so much else to do in Oil City. You don't even know, motherfuckers.
Well, it was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
30 more years. More, Jesus, 30 some odd, 35 years ago.
We're getting old, son. Anyway, hair. Back to hair. Back to hair proper.
Are you familiar with the movie Bad Hair?
No.
It was a movie that came out in 2020.
You do so much more research for this than I do.
I'm sorry?
No, that was supposed to be an admiring tone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Hulu original, but it's about well, but I mean, it's a horror movie about this woman. It's 1989, and she wants to be on television, so she goes to get a weave.
Okay.
And the weave is a sentient being and starts to take over people, and people who get the weaves become like possessed. It's kind of a creepy movie.
Did you watch the movie?
I've seen parts of it. I don't like scary movies, but it's supposed to be kind of a black comedy about weaves taking over people, because that happens in real life, I guess. No?
My plan is to just let you keep talking until I grasp some sense of what the hell we're talking about here.
Okay. But that was just a movie, Bad Hair.
Bad Hair.
Yeah, about
Bad Hair Day. What was Bad Hair Day? Wasn't there a big album called Bad Hair Day?
Oh yeah. The reason I'm going to kind of transition into video games from that is weaponizing hair. But do you have any strong feelings about hair or things that remind you, or what hair reminds you of, that we need to cover before we move on to video games?
No.
Okay.
Was it Weird Al? Weird Al Bad
Hair Day?
Oh,
yeah, it was Weird Al, wasn't it?
Okay, hang on. Bad Hair Day. Yes, Bad Hair Day was a studio album by Weird Al Yankovic. That was with Amish Paradise.
Okay.
Video games, hair.
Yeah.
Go.
Well,
Here's the thing. Why is hair always so ass in video games?
well, I mean, what do you mean hair is so ass?
I mean, there's only...
you know what? I don't like... I'm not very comfortable by your use of the word ass. This
Okay.
refers to hair
All
in
right.
video games.
Why does hair always look so plasticky in video games?
Because
why is it so hard to get right? And I'm not
Right.
saying it isn't hard to get right. I'm just legitimately wondering, like, what is it about hair that makes it so hard to get right in video games?
I mean, think about if you were trying to animate each strand of hair. How many strands of hair on the human head?
7.
That's your head. How many strands of hair on a normal human head?
Right.
Right, and in order for something like that to look natural, it's got to flow. It's like water, right?
Right.
So water physics.
Right.
I mean, it can be treated as a total mass as opposed to hair, which has to be individual, right?
Yeah.
And I think
true.
that's the problem is the fact that each thing has to be, each strand of hair would have to be,
Yeah.
in order for it to be realistic.
Yeah.
Does that distract you when hair is not on point? When it doesn't look realistic? When it doesn't flow the way it should?
No, honestly, it does. I am. Listen, Ben.
I'm listening.
I am not one of those people. Like, for me, graphics in video games are more of a bonus than anything else.
Okay.
Right? So I am not one to say, I'm not going to play that game because the graphics look terrible.
Right.
I'm just wondering, and I've noticed, clearly, obviously, it's gotten better over the years.
Right.
In terms of hair animation.
Mm-hmm.
But the only time it distracts me is if what's being animated is, somehow action-packed or an up-close sequence of someone's head or face.
Right.
And they're moving around quickly, and then it stands out to me that the hair is, this plastic shell that doesn't really move in the same manner as, the rest of the body. So I wouldn't say it bothers me necessarily. It's just something that I notice, if the game direction calls attention to it.
Okay. So what is that? What is that? You know how they when they animate people with what is that called? Where they do the green and they put the balls on you and whatnot. What is that called?
Motion capture.
Motion capture.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is a simple way that we just need to put little mocap balls on every single strand of hair.
Individual strand of hair.
And then we got it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I think you're right. Honestly, L.A. Noire, you remember L.A. Noire?
Yeah.
A game which, frankly did its facial and motion capture expression stuff groundbreaking, right? I mean, it was, but I think it's pretty telling that as groundbreaking and as accurate and lifelike as those facial features and motions were in that game, all of the hair still looks like stuck on plastic helmets.
Right. But I mean, I think that's just a function of the technology not being up to.
I bring that up to point out, to back up my point. I know it's hard.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that it's easy, and all you hair animators out there are just like, I'll have another margarita, Phil.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, I mean, if you look online, you can see actually that's a benchmark for these graphics engines where show. Yeah, they're like they're trying to come up with the most realistic looking hair as far as its movement and stuff, and a lot of companies kind of use that as a I don't know which companies, but I saw videos online. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. You said like in cutscenes and stuff where it's a close-up, right? If it's a close-up on a human, if it's just cutscenes, make it more...
Sure, but I mean, how much time do you want to spend? See, this is where, all right, I have to reveal my grand plan now, Ben.
Uh-oh.
You've forced my hand.
Uh-oh. Okay. What is the grand plan?
Really, I wanted to use this as a stealth way to bring into the conversation the fact that we should really just go back to full motion video in games.
Okay. All right.
I mean, let's face it; those were the heyday. I mean, you
Right.
want realistic hair? Just film it.
Yeah. No. I have a tendency to agree. Is why would you animate these things individually?
Yeah.
When for cutscenes,
well, absolutely. Listen, who doesn't want the halcyon days of everybody's favorite B and C list stars reading distractedly off a cue card, in the middle of their game story? Nobody doesn't want that, Ben. The answer is nobody.
I remember John Rhys-Davies being on the Dune.
He was in Wing Commander too.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Mark Hamill,
Right.
right? Christopher Walken, Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper,
There were a couple of also
Jimmy J.J. Walker.
There were and Wing Commander, right? And,
No,
and
those
Privateer.
are those are different games. Clive Owen was in Privateer too.
Yeah.
John Hurt was in Privateer too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And then there were a lot of those. I think wasn't John Hurt also in the Dune game?
I don't remember the Dune game.
Yeah, that's where I remember John Rhys-Davies from.
Okay.
Was Dune.
Well, he played Paladin in Wing Commander.
Oh.
He was Paladin, and he was supposed to be Scottish.
How's
Which I think, I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, let's face it, 60% of the accent was done by him adding the word laddie onto the end of every sentence.
Oh, boy.
So,
yeah.
But, John Rhys-Davies, he's a professional. He always brings his A game.
Yeah.
Not as bad. I mean, let's face it, the king is Malcolm McDowell in those games.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Admiral Tolwyn.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my John Rhys-Davies impression?
I can't think of anything else I want more right at this moment.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Bad dates.
Yep.
Yep.
As usual, you've nailed it.
Yeah.
Listeners, feel free to send in your John Rhys-Davies interpretations to Nora's mailbag.
Yes, Nora will judge the winner.
Yeah.
She doesn't know this yet, but now she does.
I picture your aunt going to open the mail, and then cartoon style, all of these envelopes fall out of the mailbox, each one, when opened, giving a different impersonation of John Rhys-Davies saying, "Bad dates."
Bad dates. Yeah. So are there, speaking of, I mean, not to go back to kind of in video games where hair is used as a weapon. Have you played any of? Are you familiar with any of games? There are a number of games out there where the characters use their hair as a weapon.
No, is this? I think Bayonetta did that.
Yeah, Bayonetta.
I don't play those games.
Okay,
like fighting games, not like games. It's not like I'm over here going, nope, there's a hair as a weapon in that game. Get it off my fucking list. No,
right.
I just don't. Fighting games is what I meant.
Okay, yeah, because there are characters in Skullgirls that are hair is like kind of like that Bad Hair movie. It's a parasite that kind of attaches to,
jumps from person to person.
Yeah, exactly, and makes their hair like prehensile.
Hair is a weapon.
Yeah. Like in Bayonetta, you've seen the footage of Bayonetta, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar with the game.
When you see a picture of Bayonetta, do you think of Tina Fey or Sarah Palin?
When I see a picture of Bayonetta, I really wonder where her father is in all this. Because who's going to let their daughter go out of the house like that,
dressed in her own hair?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, does she have I'm assuming she has glasses.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's a brunette.
I was gonna make a whole segment of all these pictures of Bayonetta, and then you say whether it reminds you of Sarah Palin or Tina Fey, until I realized we don't televise this,
right?
So there's really no point.
Yeah, save it for the DeviantArt forum.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned fight games with the hair stuff, because there's also
well, I'm trying to think. I'm almost positive. Wasn't there a Street Fighter character that whipped their hair back and forth?
Yeah, but I mean, it was just moving it. It wasn't like I don't recall that it was actually a weapon.
I thought
right?
I could have sworn there was a fighting game with someone using their hair as a weapon.
There is. Yeah, there is. It's Guilty Gear.
Got it.
With Milla Rage, she was the one that had the hair that she attacked with.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with Guilty Gear, but it gave us
vaguely.
Yeah. Great character names like Soul Bad Guy. There's that guy. He was the bad guy.
Color me shocked.
Yep. Yeah. And then there was Axl Lowe.
Okay.
Who looked just like Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. Which was another one of those things, kind of like M. Bison.
I was going to say, this is M. Bison and Mon Daddingly all over again.
Yeah, this is people who know about Mon Daddingly. Let's take them back to that little piece of conversation.
I'm actually gonna look up something. Francine, bring me the Nintendo baseball file. Thank you. Sorry, get this.
Wow. Good thing we don't pay her per occurrence.
Well, it's a good thing she doesn't get mad when I call her Francine because her name is Florence.
Yeah, that's true.
You hired a good one this time, Ben.
Yep. She's very tolerant.
You have to be to work around here.
You have to be to deal with me.
Amen. All right, here. So NES baseball. Listeners, you might be aware of this, but Nintendo had a baseball game. I think it was called Nintendo Baseball All Stars.
Wow.
And right. And the thing is, they refused to use names that actual human beings would have for their baseball players. Instead, they would get names that were just close, but couldn't quite pull off managing to sound like anything a human would name their own child. So as a result, you've got rosters filled with people like Mike Cernandez, Dwight with no H, Rorchigal.
Okay.
Let's see. We've also got Willie Dustis.
Okay. Is that Billy Justice?
We have to assume, don't we?
Oh.
Those fans of the Crime Dog in the audience, Fred McGriff, will be happy to know that in the NAS game, you can play as Ray McSriff.
Oh.
Mario McElwain, Raul Chamberlain. That's Chamberlain with a G. Kevin Nogilny.
Uh-huh. What about
Bobson Dugnut is...
What about Ben Spiffy Sr.?
I mean,
is he there?
I don't see
Ben Spiffy
I
Sr.?
do not see a Ben Spiffy Sr.
No.
There is Doug Pernandez.
Yeah.
Orestes Narkin.
Yeah.
Brett Dykstra, for you Lenny Dykstra fans out there.
What about
Dave Glark?
Will Luckner?
Who could forget Dave Glark?
How about Will Luckner?
It's just...
For the Boston Med Sox.
Moises Girardi. Moises Girardi. So, yeah, I mean, that's the kind of caliber we were looking at with Big Soul Bad Guy or whoever. Soul Bad Guy, right?
Right, Soul Bad Guy. But this is where I need to show you a picture of Axl Lowe, and then you can just, tell me.
Okay. That is 100% Axl Rose. Carrying what appears to be two chained sides.
Yeah, because I always saw him whenever he is on tour.
Is the smoking jacket with the British flag on it an alternate unlock? Is that like a
no,
skin?
that's just his thing.
That's just his walking around pants.
And he doesn't have an English accent. He's just
he's Axl Rose.
He's just Axl Rose.
He just wears the Union Jack on his half trench coat.
Yep.
Because.
Yeah, and whenever he wins, he sings "November Rain," and that's the end.
Oh, is that his finishing move? Remember how big "You Could Be Mine" was?
No.
The Terminator 2?
Oh, yeah.
That song was everywhere.
I just, take me down to the very last city where the grass is green.
The very last.
I don't know.
The very last city.
Is that what is it?
It's Paradise City.
Paradise City.
Take me down to the very last city. Okay.
So, are you familiar? Are you familiar with the www.kissthisguy.com?
Yes.
The archive of misheard lyrics.
Right.
That's definitely going
Ease the
right
seed
there.
bag.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about that one a long time ago.
I can't take credit for finding that. That was a bro. That was a bro right there. The bro found the seed bag.
That's good.
So
the very last city.
Oh, won't you please take me there?
Here's, listeners, if I may relate this back to games. I mean, any of you who have played Burnout, Paradise City,
right,
will forever have that song burned into your brain anyway.
Right.
Because as soon as you turned on that game, you'd hear that.
Yep.
I cannot think of a better way to open a racing game than with the song Paradise City.
Except maybe.
And then that jackass DJ Atomica starts talking his smack,
Jesus.
and it's like, you know what? Quit shitting on my pie, dude.
Yeah, I don't like the DJ's involvement in that game. It's a wonderful game.
It is a fantastic. It's probably my favorite racing game ever.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Let's talk about. Was there a comic book where someone had prehensile hair where they could manipulate stuff? Was it like Medusa?
One of the
or
Inhumans. Yeah,
Medusa,
yeah, Medusa.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And are you looking forward to the TV show, or are you?
Oh, it was already on.
Oh. It was?
Oh, it came and went like last year, I think, or maybe the year before. Yeah.
Okay.
It was awful.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it was the worst.
Did they do the giant teleporting dog?
He was in it he wasn't in it enough. You could tell they were working on a limited budget because after episode 1, they shaved all of Medusa's hair so that they wouldn't have to animate her hair the rest of the series.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So that was part of the plot, was just like,
I'm telling you, it's not good.
Okay.
And don't watch it and think, oh, I'll find this to be a hidden gem. No, you won't. It's terrible. Which, by the way, if I may address the young people today for a minute, can we stop with the critical reevaluations of things that were shit? Let's stop pretending that people didn't make bad art. Because I've noticed a tendency today for people to dig up things that were critically reviled and say, actually, it's not that bad.
Right.
Which, on a personal level, fair enough. But at some point, we can't assume that everything ever made was good.
Right. But that doesn't mean that we can't see the good in the things that were.
That's absolutely true.
You know.
I'm just saying.
I just don't think I wouldn't agree with people saying that it's the best thing since the very last city where the grass is green. No. I wouldn't agree that the best thing since sliced bread.
Right.
Was that where did that come from, the sliced bread thing?
I don't know. And what was the best thing before sliced bread?
I don't know.
That's
whole bread. Loaves.
Really, really back then you were just lucky to eat.
Yeah, but that's anyway.
I don't know how we got off on me just being an old man yelling at the weather.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, I think it was Medusa.
Oh, yeah, the Inhumans show. It was terrible.
I don't know why that the new She-Hulk is coming out. The new She-Hulk movie they're making it.
I think it's a TV series, right?
Oh, it's TV? Okay.
Yeah. Jamila Jamil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's actually going to be Tatiana in it. Titania.
Yeah.
Where the grass is green.
She's going to be Titania with
The last thing I wanted to discuss was if you've got a game where hair is I think an idea for a power would be, I can't tell if it would be super creepy or weird, and it might have to do with graphic, like, the graphics need to be better for individual hair, but if you could create things out of hair, like that was the character's power, would that be like creepy? Like they grab people with their hair, they could like do things like make bridges out of their own hair.
Bridges?
Yeah. Like make a bridge out of their own hair, just grow their hair and make a bridge to get across a river. Or like climb something, like make hair like to climb a rope. Right. Anyway, that's the show.
This has been the very last episode.
No, don't keep on saying that. That's just,
I'm kidding. You've got separation anxiety.
I'm just trying to. I know that's true, but I'm just trying to think of like ways that you could use hair.
I get what you're
creativity.
Saying. But to answer your thesis question, there, yes,
it's creepy.
Creating a bridge out of your hair would be creepy.
Well, no, I mean, like that's the kind of the thing that I think that hair in general is creepy, right? Is that what the problem is?
No, I think it's that hair is personal. You don't want anybody else's hair on you, and you don't really want to be touching anybody else's hair.
That's true. But you're making the bridge so you can cross it. You're not just making a public bridge.
Well, then I'm the asshole walking on somebody's hair.
Well, no, but it's not like anyway.
And how am I supposed to walk on a bridge if it's my hair?
I don't know. It's like a rope bridge, except a hair bridge.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Chris.
You know that scene in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Right.
That bridge is made out of hair.
It's made out of rope.
No, it's hair.
No, it's rope.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is
that why they call it the rope bridge? I thought it was.
Yeah, no, they found somebody whose hair looks exactly like rope.
Yeah. Anyway, so
been great.
let's just close out this really probably the most
down the word
probably
nut?
probably the most compelling episode we've had so far.
Compelling and rich.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Chris.
And I am Ben. And
this has been far, far too vague.
It has been far, far too vague. If you wouldn't mind saying that directly into the microphone.
And this has been far, far too vague.
Yes. And thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you, quote unquote, next time. Bye.